everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have my, as promised, make ornaments with me video. So I am making ornaments for a few different families in my life this holiday season, as well as for myself. So I thought I would take you guys along with me as I worked on them. Now I have ornaments in various stages of completion. I thought it might be fun to show you the process, start to finish, kind of. So I have gone through and already painted everything just for ease of filming. I don't have to worry about wet ornaments. So everything is painted. I have one set plus a couple of random ones that have vinyl already on. I have some that have ribbons on, some that we need to do all of the vinyl. Now, if you're looking for vinyl tutorials, I pre-cut and pre-weeded everything, again, just for ease for me. So this is my first video where I'm kind of sharing how I do this type of thing. So I wanted it to be as easy for me as it could be, just so I know what I'm saying, if that makes sense. I do have a Silhouette cameo machine that I cut everything out on. If you're looking for Silhouette videos, there are plenty of channels out there. If there's enough interest, I could potentially figure out how to do that. That would be like a down the road type of video, but there are a lot of channels. When I first started using my Silhouette, I used the YouTube channel Silhouette Studio. Is that what it's called? I can't remember. I'll link it down below. I can't remember, but that was a great resource for me. I learned a lot through them. Also, the Rhinestone World is another YouTube channel. I'll link them as well. There were a few things that I just couldn't figure out, and that channel was a great resource. This is I think I got this for Christmas 2 years ago, and I've kind of just, aside from those videos, I just experiment and see how it comes out. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make some ornaments. I'm going to show you everything that I use. I kind of wanted to get this up somewhat early in the month in case you wanted to give this a shot. It's a pretty easy, fairly inexpensive gift. And I think it looks really cool. So let's start with the items that you will need. So the first thing you'll need is some acrylic ornament blanks. Now this package here I got from Michael's when they were having a pretty good sale. They're regularly $12.99 and you get 18 of them. I think I got them on sale mid-November for like $5 or something. So definitely take a look at their sale section. I also picked up these little snowflakes. They're actually, the area where you can put paint and vinyl is smaller than I thought. So I didn't use these as much as I was hoping, but I have used them and I'll show you what I did with them. And then I also picked up a set from Amazon. Now these ones have round acrylic blanks, but they also have little cat heads and dog bones, which you'll see why I wanted those shortly. So this was a really inexpensive set. I can't remember exactly how much, but I'll link these down below. And this was a 24 pack. Now, one thing, I'll get to that in a second. The other things that you'll need is some paint. So I really like the Folk Art Metallic series, as well as the glass paint. That works just as fine. So we have some Christmassy colors here, gold, silver, and Christmas green. And then for the red, I use this Waverly chalk paint in crimson. Now I will say that the metallic folk arts, you do need to do quite a few coats because it's not super opaque, and I prefer to do like multiple thinner coats than a bunch of thick coats. I also made some ornaments for myself using this Folk Art Metallic Rose Gold. Those ones came out pretty cool. I'll show you those. Obviously, you'll need some vinyl. I like to use Oracal 651 permanent vinyl. That's what all of these are cut from. I did some in white, gold, and this vinyl might actually be different. I can't remember. I feel like I got that in just a random set from the Target Dollar Spot a few years ago, but I really liked the color for the gold paint. I'll show you those in a second. You'll also need some type of ribbon. Now I have used twine in the past. Here's one of those little snowflakes. The twine works really nice, but I upgraded this year to this chiffon. Is it chiffon? I think it's chiffon. Hold on, I have the pack. Let's see. Yes, silk chiffon. Now I got a gold set because I needed a gold ribbon. So I got this yellow set, and then I also got a set that just has Christmas colors. If I can grab them. Now I got both of these as well off of Amazon. So it was a 6-pack of Christmassy seasonal colors, and then I also got this 4-pack of yellows and golds. I do have another pack of just white coming in the mail because I'm using that on a few sets, but I like to match my ribbon to the vinyl color. So for this really pretty, like deeper red, I'm going to use this really pretty color. This is from the Christmas set. And then I have a gold vinyl, and then I have the gold chiffon. So I like this. It kind of just upgrades them a little bit, but the twine works just as well. These little snowflakes are on the tree in our bedroom, and the twine just suited them better. So here are the snowflake ornaments. Like I said, they were quite a bit smaller than I thought. I don't know why I thought they would be bigger, but I just did a single like swatch of white paint, and then I cut out in some silver vinyl, like a Ray Dunn type font, and these are in our bedroom. Okay, what else do you need? You need weeding tools if you're making your own decals. So I have just a variety, some tweezers, some double-sided pinpoint thingies, and then I have a single-sided one. I have a burnishing tool. I also have some release paper pre-cut into smaller pieces. And then I personally like to seal my ornaments. This is the Minwax polyacrylic in the matte finish. I know a lot of people use this for their diamond paintings in the non-matte, in like the satin finish or whatever. I've never done that, but I do like it for these ornaments. Now, you don't necessarily need to seal them, but I want these ornaments to last for the people that I'm giving them to for years to come. I want them to be able to pull them out and hang them on their tree every year. So I do seal mine. Now, I got this idea from a YouTuber. I believe her name is Cassie Council. She owns a small shop on Etsy, and she does all acrylic pieces. So some of the things that I have picked up, I've learned from her. I think she does ornaments during the holidays, but she does like baby milestones. She does wedding table setting thingamabobby-doos. She's a really great resource as well. I'll also link her channel down below. You'll also need some foam brushes for the paint and the sealer. And I have a pair of scissors. I think that's everything. So I actually did my sister's family, my sister, my dad, anybody, my nieces who may be watching this, please don't. Please stop watching because this is part of your Christmas present. So I actually did my sister's this morning. So this is my sister's family. And I decided to add in the cats and dogs this year. I just think it's so cute. So you'll see that the paint isn't necessarily perfect. I kind of just like it to be organic, and it is what it is. So they're not all perfectly matching. The paint isn't perfect, but I think that they look really nice. So this is my brother-in-law's, Kenny, but he likes to be Kenneth on official type of things. And one thing I do want to note is if you are a messy painter like I am, as you can probably tell from my craft mat, you will get paint on the sides of the ornament. So I already cleaned this side off, but you can see here that there is paint on the side. All I do is I just go through with my nail and I just scratch that off. It doesn't damage the paint at all, but you do want to do this before you seal them. So my nails are in rough shape. I've been telling you guys that I would be having new nails sooner rather than later, but I was painting and I didn't want to do new nails and then ruin them with paint, obviously. So hopefully I'll be done with all of these ornaments tonight and I can finally redo my nails because they are rough. So yeah, I just scratch a little bit along and it looks much better. Now you want to make sure you do that before you seal though. Okay, so those ones are done. So let me just line these up. And we will move on to my dad's set. So my dad's set is a little bit different. Okay, so my dad and his wife, I was gonna try to hide the distaste, but I couldn't do it. So they have 3 dogs, but my dad also lost one of his dogs earlier this year. So I wanted to do a little memorial ornament for her. She was, I call her Snaggletooth. I don't even know what kind of dog she was, but he got her when she was a little bit older, but her name was Dolce. She came with that name, which is so funny to hear my dad calling, middle-aged white man being like, Dolce, come here. She came with that name and she was too old to change it, so he just kept it. But yeah, I wanted to make a little memorial ornament for her. So we have my dad, his wife, she has 2 dogs, and then he has a dog, and then we have one for Dolce. So one thing I do want to mention is when you start to paint, I always peel off one side of the plastic, but I leave the other side on. So both sides of an acrylic ornament have clear plastic coatings. So obviously when you're painting, you want to make sure you take the side off for what you're painting. And then when you're ready to lay the vinyl, you can take the other side off. So let me grab, I have some pre-cut pieces of transfer paper. Now I went back and forth on should I make my dad say dad or his name? But I ultimately decided on dad because I think he would just like that more. I don't know. If you are a parent and your child is making you something, even if they're 30-something years old, would you want it to still say mom or dad, or would you want it to say your actual name? I don't know. I went back and forth, but I think my dad would want it to say dad, so that's what I went with. Now my mat has a grid. You can't see the ruler on the bottom, but that's fine. I'm just gonna line it up so that there's a line in the middle of the dot. Maybe I should move you guys down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I just don't want it to be too shadowy. So I have it lined up where there's a straight line straight down the middle. And this one's pretty easy because it's a short name. And again, I just do this for fun. I don't have a business or anything. It doesn't need to be perfect. I'm not able to get as close as I would prefer, so I just eyeball it for the most part and then rub down. And we have the first ornament in my dad's set. I thought the red and the gold was just something he would like. This paint isn't too bad on the sides. I actually did pretty good on that one. So there's dad. Now, just to peel the clear cover, I just take a weeding tool and just get it started. There we go. All right, so let's do this one. I was talking to my sister and she doesn't know what I'm doing, obviously, because one of them is for her, so I didn't want to tell her what I was doing, but there's been some issues with this person, and my sister's like, are you doing anything for her for Christmas? And I was like, heck no. But then I was like, well, I'm making something for Dad, and if I don't include her, I think it'll be weird. So, I don't know. Probably won't even hang it. But, drama. Family drama. Everybody's got it, right? I really like the red with the gold. I think that's really pretty. I think it stands out really nice. Okay, so her two dogs are Vulcan and Davy. She trains German Shepherds. So that's why I say they're hers, because they're, I mean, like, you know, they're pets, but they're like working protection dogs. So obviously they live with my dad too, but she had Vulcan before they got together. So I would consider them her pets. And when my dad lost Dulce, he went out and got a new dog. I was like, you already have two. And he's like, I know, but I want my own. So I did have a hard time. You may have noticed I did different fonts, and you'll see as we keep going through these ornaments, I did different fonts for everybody because it was a bit of a struggle with some of these pet names, because some of them are longer than others, and I was going to just do one font for everybody, but some pet names wouldn't fit. I could not get the name Vulcan to cut in this font. It wouldn't. It was so annoying. I wasted so much vinyl. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm just going to change the font. It'll be fine. Nobody will know. There we go. Finally. I feel like I should, let me just take all of these off, because I feel like I'm going to get on a roll and I'm going to forget to take the coating off, and then I'm going to be very angry. Not speaking from experience. I've never done that before. Yes, I have. So do you guys make homemade ornaments, or homemade, I should say homemade gifts for people? I have always loved gifting things that I've made. Not everybody enjoys them, but it's fun to put the pieces together and come out with the final product. I don't know. It's just fun. I'm one of those people that, like, a handmade item to me, like being given to me, definitely outranks anything else. I love receiving a handmade item. It's just, I don't know. The fact that somebody took some time to make that for me, I love that. Okay, so Vulcan. I really love the red. I'm kind of mad I did the red and gold. No, my dad will like it. I thought it was a dad colorway. I did different colors for everybody just because I wanted to. I wanted everybody's to be a little bit individualized. Is that a little crooked? Shoot, that is a little crooked. I don't think I'll be able to get that up. No, that's okay. You know what? Oh, we left behind a D. It's not the end of the world, right? I will say it is a little bit difficult to film because normally I'm like right up in it. I want my face like very close to what I'm trying to do. Okay, so Gal is my dad's dog. And he has called my sister and I Gals for like ever. So when he got Gal, we were like, interesting. And then he was like, you know she named after you guys, right? And we're like, yeah, we picked up on that. Okay. She's so cute though. She's such a little bean. She's a tiny little thing, kind of like Luna. She has one of those what do you call them? Like cherry eyes. They're not like super harmful, but it's cute. Aw, cute. At least it was one of her dogs that I messed up and not. Okay, so this one is a little bit different because this is for Dolce. So like I said earlier, my dad lost her earlier this year. And I want to add the dates. I'm hoping I can get them to fit. I did measure, but I'm hoping I may have to, okay, I'm actually gonna put the year down first, just so I know how much room I have for her name. I may have to move those up a little bit further. So I think I'm gonna do them like, ooh, it's gonna fit perfectly. Love that for me. So 2008. Oh, that's gonna be so cute. Okay, yay. To 2022. Now, I did toy around with adding the year to everybody's ornaments, but I couldn't really figure out where I wanted it to go. And the way I painted the ornaments, it was kind of just, I don't know, it wasn't gonna work. So, oh, I'm so excited. This is gonna look so cute. Yay. Okay, so I have plenty of room for her name. I just wasn't sure if I was gonna have to move it up higher. I'm making such a mess. Okay, I'm gonna do this one just a little bit lower. Sorry guys, but I wanna make sure I get this one centered really well. So just give me 1 second. Okay, I think that's good. It's up just a little bit higher, but I think it's worth it with to have the dates there. Oh, perfect. Oh, yay. I love that one. Cool. I think my dad's really gonna like that. If you've been around my channel, Dolce was kind of to my dad as Neville was to me. So that was his girl. All right, so that is my dad's set. Now I do need to go around and just make sure we don't have too much paint along the sides. These ones look pretty good. Yeah, okay, so those ones look pretty good. Next up, we have, let me stack these a little bit better so I have some more room. Vulcan, Davy, Dolce, Gal. Okay, so next up we have, now this may seem weird to some people, but I am making a set for my boss and his wife. Now, my boss is, I don't want to say less of a boss and more of a friend, because he's definitely still my boss. You know, like I respect him as a boss, but he has done a lot for me. He actually canvassed for me to move over to the IT department when I left the instructional world. So yeah, he got me over there. He's been really good to me. Since I've worked in that department alone, I've had 2 miscarriages and have lost my cat. So he has, like, no questions asked, just, you know, take care of yourself. And so his wife actually just lost her mother. She passed away from, I believe it was Alzheimer's or dementia. So it's her first Christmas without her mom. Holidays like that are really hard after something like that. So I decided to make them a set of ornaments, and they're also cat people. So they have 3 kitties. I'm just taking the plastic off. So yeah, I don't know. I was like, you're making them anyway, might as well. So I'm just gonna give them these, and then I'll probably give them like a little thing of cookies, just to be like, Merry Christmas, thinking of you guys type of thing. they have, so they actually have an Instagram page for their cats. So he's always like, you need to go look at it. Why don't you have one for your cats? And I was like, I don't have time. But they had a picture of their Christmas tree up from last year, and I saw that they have a silver and white tree, and I was like, perfect, I can do that. Just moving you guys up a little bit. So I went for a silver background with white lettering. Now, we call him Jim, but everybody like outside of work calls him James. So I was like, better make a James one, not a Jim one. Oh, sorry guys. I'm just trying to get some better lighting for me, and I don't want you guys blinded by a ring light. Okay, so James, we will do you first. Move these kitties. And you can see, hopefully you may or may not have noticed that the paintings are just a little different on all of them. Some of them are at a certain angle, others are straight on, which I might actually use. I'll use this one for Jim. I'll do the other one for Bonnie. Nobody at work knows I have a YouTube channel, so I don't have to worry about them finding this. But when you break it down, it's a pretty inexpensive gift, so I'm not too worried about it. I am going to take this away from you guys, though, so I can move it a little bit lower. You could definitely make something like this as stocking tags as well. We have really nice wooden stocking tags. So I didn't do these for us, but I think they would be really cool as stocking tags. You can get acrylic pieces in all different sizes. I'm gonna go for a new piece of transfer tape. You can get them in bigger sizes. Ooh, pretty. So yeah, you definitely can make that happen if that's something that you're interested in. I think they would look really cool. I tend to go for more like rustic farmhouse, and I would consider this to be more like modern or more like aesthetic. But I still really like them, and I do have some on our trees. I'll actually show you ones that I made for Steven and I when I'm done getting these labels on. I just have a pile of vinyl pieces, like scrap, sitting next to me. Let's get that. All right. Pretty. What do these ones look like? These ones aren't too bad. I will go through and clean up those edges though in a second. Okay, so first kitty is Vegas. Three cats, can you imagine? Oh my gosh. We had our hands full with two. Now, as far as fonts are concerned, I use fonts off of Teachers Pay Teachers. So a lot of these are from a font pack that I downloaded for free. Since I'm not selling them, these are just for personal use. You can use the free version of the fonts. So that is what I go through. I used to go through like defont.com or somewhere like that, but I don't know. I find them sometimes annoying and difficult to use. So Teacher Pay Teachers, you can get a huge pack of fonts. And like I said, if you're using them just for yourself, obviously they're intended for classrooms, which is how I became familiar with them. But you can just use them yourself. They cut really well. This particular font is, I believe it's called Lilac. Some of these may have just come off of like my computer. I just kind of went around and looked at fonts that I liked. I tried them on the words, and if I liked them, then it happened. So it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It's just kind of what you like. I felt like Jim's wife would like this kind of scripty font. This is the same font I used on my sister's. So that's why I went with it. And this font, this style, not this particular font, but this style of font is really popular. So I thought it would be a good one. That's crooked, I think. I always screw myself over when I don't put it on the release paper straight. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so that is one more family down. So this is the last family. Now, this is one of my coworkers. So the way our department works, I work in IT, if you guys are confused as what I'm talking about. I made the switch from an instructional teaching position to the IT department about a year and a half ago. So not last school year was my first school year in this position. Prior to that, I was in an instructional job. I taught computers. So yes, this new position is IT, so information technology, for the same school district. So my boss, the ornaments that we just made, I had an IT centered somewhat position prior, so I did work, I had, more contact with IT than others, and they had a position open, and he approached me, and the rest is history. So this family's ornament, this is for one of my coworkers, and he is my, I would say, direct teammate. We are kind of separated into different teams. Obviously, we can all do whatever, but we kind of have areas of expertise, if you will. So I specifically work with student Chromebooks and teacher devices, teacher laptops, stuff like that. So this person and I share an office space, and we've gotten, quite friendly. And it's so funny because when we started working together, I was like, you have a very unusual last name. I know your last name. I know, I'm familiar with it. And he was like, where did you go to high school? And I was like, I told him. He was like, yeah, my mother was the computer lab TA back then. And I was like, shut up. So we actually went to the same high school. His mother was in charge of the computer lab while I was there. Such a small world. He's older than I am, but so he didn't go to school there when I was there, but his mother was, so that was funny. So we've bonded over being fellow alumni from that particular school district. So this family has 3 kids, 2 adults, and they just got their first cats. How exciting. So they have 2 kitties. All right, so let me move these, much to the dismay of Calvin. He did not want cats, but their oldest daughter has been begging. And my boss, Jim, and I were both cat people, and we're like, just let her get a cat. So they picked one, they did all the, Humane Society stuff. They went to pick it up, and the cat's sibling hadn't been adopted yet. So guess who came home with 2 cats instead of just 1? It made our day. Now, this is one that I really struggled with on the font, as I'm obviously struggling with this paper here. One of their cats is named Butterscotch. and I was struggling to A, get that to cut on anything, and B, to make it fit on the ornaments because it's such a long name, but we made it. I love the green. I think the green is so pretty. These metallic folk art paints, like I said before, I did have to do a few coats, but I think it's worth it. I think they're so pretty. My boyfriend is talking to someone. Somebody must have gotten on Xbox. I love these. Got a little something on that vinyl. There we go. Pretty. So yeah, for this font, or for this set, I was really limited on fonts that I could use just because I was struggling so much to get everything to fit. Everybody else has, you know, like pretty short names for their pets, but this one I was like, yikes. I love the name Lilia. Isn't that such a pretty name? This is something I think about very often, and I don't know, do you guys ever think about, like, what if my name was different? Like, my name is Laura, which is not such a popular name anymore. It's more of like an old-fashioned name. I don't even think it was very popular in the 90s when I was born, but sometimes I hear these names and I'm like, I wish that was my name. Why didn't my parents pick that name? My dad actually named both of us, which I think is quite unusual. I guess my mom was like convinced that I was going to be a boy, so she had picked out a boy's name and just didn't pick out a girl's name. So my name would have been Jonathan James. I would have gone by JJ if I was a boy. But yeah, my dad named both my sister and I. Which I think is still quite unusual. Definitely was in the 80s and 90s. I think Evelyn is a pretty name too. I don't know, I love names. I love just looking up names. I love knowing what people's names are. Is that weird? All right, so here's the problem, child. Butterscotch. Ugh. You were such a pain. It was so hard to find, like, because obviously these need to be a certain dimension, which I should probably mention. So the circle ones here are 2.5 by, let me just measure. Where is my ruler? Of course, I don't know where my hard one is, but we'll make this work. So the circle ones, I did 2.5 inches by 1 inch. You guys can't even see that. Oh my gosh, I'm such a mess. So they're 2.5 inches from the largest part across, and then they are 1 inch high. I feel like that, you know, I feel like they fit pretty well at that size. You could perhaps go a little bit larger, but I thought it was just the max that I wanted to go. And then for the pet ones, these are 2 by, like, I don't know, I'm dumb. 5, 6 by like 0.8, 0.9. I guess that would be 0.8. I don't know, by that much. you know, put that size into my Silhouette Studio software. And then I just sized each one to match. So to get butterscotch in that size to be still legible and be able to cut was very, very difficult. Ugh, such a struggle, but we succeeded. I could have gone a little bit larger, but I like consistency. I wanted everything to be the same. Sorry about that, guys. I got an unexpected phone call and it cut off my video. So I had just finished getting butterscotch on there, and we're on the last decal here. And then I'm going to show you guys the other ornaments we have, and then we're going to seal. I'll probably just seal a couple with you guys, and then I'll come back when everything's dry and we will do the ribbons. So we have our last one. Yay. Okay, so we have all of these really pretty decals. I'm so proud of these this year. I don't know, I think they came out really nice. So we have my sister's family, Kenneth, Rachel, Natalie, Elizabeth. This is the Elizabeth that I always call Bitsy or Bits in my videos, and people get so confused. Her name is Elizabeth. I've explained this in a recent video. Her name is Elizabeth, but we call her Bits or Bitsy. And then we have Ollie, their cat, and Oscar, their dog. And then we have my dad and his group of peeps. So dad, his wife, her two dogs, Vulcan and Davy, his dog, Gal, and then his dog, Dulce, that they lost earlier this year. I really like how this one turned out. I'm glad I was able to fit the dates on there. I think he'll really like that. And then we have, just stacking all of these here, we have my boss and his wife and their group of cats. They do not have any children. They have cat kids. And then we have my coworker and his family. So we have Calvin, Colleen, Lilia, Timothy, Evelyn, Butterscotch, and Praline. I am so happy with all of these colorways. I think they all came out so nice. I'm excited to get everything finished so we can see them sealed and with their matching ribbons. Now, I also have a few other ones that I've already done that need to be sealed. So I made these ones for the tree here in the spare room. I have a white and green theme on this tree. So I did already, these were already hanging because we didn't have any name ornaments for this tree. So we have a Laura and a Steven. Neville and Luna have different ornaments on this tree. So I just put the green ribbon on, but I do want to still seal these. I used the white Waverly chalk paint on these ones. And then I'm doing a little, so this year my sister and I decided to do couples gifts. So like larger items that the couples needed for their homes. So my sister and her husband asked for new pots and pans. Steven and I asked for a like a robot vacuum. But she's my sister, she's my only sister, so I still wanted to do like a little sister to sister gift. I have a feeling she'll do the same, so it's not weird. But I made her this ornament. Now this one doesn't need to be sealed because I didn't paint it, but I found this like medical themed vinyl and I just cut out the RN, she's a registered nurse, and then I cut her name, and then I did white ribbon for that one. So you don't have to paint these. I have some that I have bought from other places that aren't necessarily vinyl. They're kind of like etched in, but they're not all painted in the background. So if you don't want to mess around with paint, you just want to cut out some names and put them on, you definitely can do that. You can do it in any color. There's so much variety, so many different things you can do. So I got her this little, I didn't get her, I made her this little ornament just for her. And this will go with her little, just like, I don't want to say cheap, but just like small little gifts just for her because she's my sissy, right? And then I also made this one when I was just kind of experimenting this year, and I used that same red Waverly chalk paint, and then I just cut out Oh Holy Night. So I do want to seal that one. And then these ones I made with a different type of vinyl. So if you guys watch Brie from Painting with Pitties, she had a video where she made shadow boxes using her silhouette, and she used this really cool vinyl. I think I took the package off, but it's by Cricut, and it's just this frosted vinyl, and it's supposed to kind of make it look like your words or whatever are etched on. So I just was like, that would look really cool with some ornaments. So what I did is I painted the entire back in this rose gold paint from Folk Art, and I cut out just some little designs. Now these are quite subtle. I think if you had done it in a darker color, maybe in this green or just a darker color in general, I think the effect may have been a little bit better, but these are super subtle. I think they're really pretty. These ones I am also going to seal because I painted the entire back, but these I actually got in a ornament bundle of SVGs, so of cut files off of Etsy. I think I paid like $2 for like 200 ornament designs. So I just picked out a couple. Oh, I lost my apostrophe. Dang it. But I think these came out really cute. So these are just for us. I don't know which tree I'm going to put them on, but I thought they were pretty nonetheless. So what we're going to do now, we have everything vinyled. So exciting. We are going to seal. Like I said before, I'm not going to seal all of them. I'm not going to subject you guys to watch me do all of them, but I am going to do just a couple so you can kind of get a feel for what I do. I'm so excited. These all look so nice. I did come up with a new way to potentially package these. Oh, I want to seal these as well, but I don't have all of them. I think I might leave these ones. I have a bunch of these on our bedroom tree. I don't think I'm going to seal those ones right now. I just pulled a couple off to show you. Okay, let's see. That won't work. I just bent my tweezers. Way to go, Laura. Do I have a screwdriver in here? Of course I do. Of course I do. Oh, but none of them are a flat tip. Yes, they are. Yay. Okay. Now I ordered this off of Walmart.com actually because, well, this is a new one, obviously, but it was cheaper through Walmart to pick up than it was to go into Walmart and buy it. So I don't want to say I'm like super frugal, but I like to find me a good deal. So if I can, I'll buy it online and go pick it up. Why not? So that's what we did. And I picked it up with my regular Walmart pickup order. So worked out well. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be sealing the back where the paint is. I'm not too worried about the vinyl. You definitely could if you wanted to, but I'm just concerned about sealing where the paint is. So I'm just using a foam brush and I'm just going to seal where the paint is. If you go a little over the paint, that's fine, but we just want to make sure that the back is protected from scratches and stuff like that. So super simple. I should have grabbed a tissue, but you don't have to clean it up. I'm just a little bit crazy. So I don't even know if you guys can see, but it does just give it a protective coat. So I'm just going to leave those to dry upside down. It's the same for all of them. So I'm going to seal all of these and I will come back and we will cut ribbons and finish these up. I'll show you guys how I think I'm going to gift them. I need to get a couple more boxes, but yeah, I will be back in a little bit. Okay, so I'm back. Everything has been drying for quite a while now. This polyacrylic top coat doesn't take very long to dry. So everything is nice and good to go. So this is just a little protective coat. It's not adding anything to the ornament. It's just there to protect the paint. So, you know, you put your ornaments away every year, you bring them back out. So that is why I do it. It's not, you don't have to do it. Like I said earlier, I just prefer to do it. So now we get to do the ribbons. So I'm just going to make myself a little bit of room here. My boyfriend is apparently in a very heated match because I can hear him like freaking out. Hopefully you guys can't hear him. All right, so I'm just stacking everything up just a little bit so we can cut our ribbon. So we're going to start with my sister's set, which is the gold with the really pretty like deep red vinyl. So it's this one. So we're going to start with this ribbon. Oops. So let's just make a little bit of room here. I can't wait to see these finished. Okay. So the first thing I like to do as I'm doing the ribbon is I have just a microfiber cloth and I like to just go over the front. Now I'll do this again before I package these up, which reminds me, I forgot to grab that box I wanted to show you guys, but I just like to go over because it is acrylic, so fingerprints, all that fun stuff. So let's start with the ribbon. I don't think you, oh, you can. Okay, so you guys can see the ruler at the bottom here, and I just measure this out. I'm gonna go to, I can't remember what I did last time. What is this one? I have a pre-cut one right here. Okay, so this one I went to 14. I felt like that was a little too long. So I'm thinking maybe I'll go to, maybe I'll do 12. And I try to do one cut. These aren't my sharpest scissors. I should have my fabric scissors out, but. So let's just feed this through so I can make sure I like this length. Now I just feed them through the circle like normal. I guess there are other ways that you could potentially do your ribbons however you prefer, but let's see if I feel like this, I feel like that's a good ornament length. So then I will just do a little knot at the top. I know how to tie a knot, I promise. Okay, here we go. And people could obviously get more length if they wanted to use like an ornament hook or something like that. But yay, it's so pretty. I love this color combo. I still have my best friend's set to do. My best friend, her fiance, and they have 3 kids. But I was trying to decide what color combo I wanted to do. And I like them all, so I don't really know. I was kind of waiting for her to put her tree up, but she hasn't yet. I mean, I have time. It's just the beginning of December, so I have time, but I'm trying to be like really on top of it this year with, let me do Kenny's first. Again, I'll go through with the microfiber and I'll do this again before I package them. Don't drop it, Laura. But try to keep them the same length, more or less. Ooh. I love this ribbon. I think it, I don't know, I feel like they look kind of chic with like this the silk chiffon. Yay, I love them. Okay, so let's do, I need 4 more of this color. And it's actually, I feel like it's a deceiving amount of ribbon. You actually get a pretty good length of each color. Like I said, this one came in that set of 6, I think it was, Christmas colors. I love this red. It's so pretty. I mean, I love Christmas red as well, but there's just something about this deeper 1, 2, like burgundy, that I think is really nice. No, I lost the roll. Okay. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little time lapse of me putting all of the ribbons in, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look at sealed and ready to go. I think they all turned out really nicely. Please let me know what your favorite color combo is down below, because like I mentioned earlier, I still have to make my best friend's set for her and her family. And I don't know. I really like the green, but I'm wondering if I could do like maybe silver on that, or I really like the gold with this deep burgundy, but I don't think I have enough vinyl left to do her whole family. But I think they all turned out really well. I even quite like the rose gold with the like etched vinyl. I wasn't quite sure which ribbon to use, but I thought this kind of like peachy color looked pretty good. These ones are just for me. I think I would do a different color for this type of vinyl. I think maybe it would show up a little bit better. I think that my best friend would like the rose gold, but I don't know that her fiance would enjoy it so much. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know which colorway is your favorite. Let me know if you make homemade gifts, and maybe you want to try out these ornaments. This is a really, really long video, so I'm not going to include making that last set. I think you kind of get the gist, and you've seen some different colorways and different things that you can do. You can use whatever font you like, whatever paint colors. There are so many other options that you could do using these vinyl item, or not vinyl, these acrylic items Amazon has a plethora of different types. They have different sizes, different items. You can get like big rectangles if you want to make a sign. Again, these would be really cool as stocking stuffers. I made them as ornaments, but they could definitely replace the ribbon or untie the knot and use it as a stocking tag if they would like to. But yeah, I think they turned out really great. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to pop up a couple of pictures so you can see these hanging on a tree, so you can see the different colorways. And again, let me know which one is your favorite. Thank you for hanging in for this crazy long video. I think this is the longest video I've ever done on my channel. So I said a video a day in December and I went hard. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Obviously a little different from diamond painting, but still crafty content. So yeah, I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.